All right, we are recording.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming to our team call. I have been fangirling over Kayla Ibanez a little bit. So I just wanted to share what I've learned from her tonight. I did her free 5-day Stop the Hey Girl challenge that she ran on Facebook. And I'm also going to just throw in like a little bit of other stuff that I've learned from just following her on Instagram. Because everything she teaches all goes together. So let's just jump on in. I had kind of a crazy day today. So I really hope I make sense. Not that it wasn't like a bad day. It just was like my kids were all over the place and I did not get much sleep. So bear with me. Okay, so one of the things that she's like really big on is not hiding behind the product. So like you are your brand, not Beachbody. So one of the videos that she did was like when somebody asks you like, what do you do? She says like, don't tell them you're a Beachbody coach. Not because it's bad, but you're not going to like really tell them what you do. Like all of us here, like we're all different coaches. Like we all have like a different like niche really. And like, we're our team is so different from like another team. Oh gosh. That is way worse than my day, Lindsay. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So when somebody asks you like, what do, you basically want to give like your mission statement. Like telling people who you serve, what your purpose is, what is the solution that you offer. So like, for example, you could say, well, I give hope to women who want to feel better in their own skin. And they'll probably be like, well, how do you do that? You know, so you're going to start a conversation, but, yeah, she really talks about like being really specific too. So, like you don't want to, I'll get into that in a little bit, but she also talks a lot about like really just being like confident. And if you watch any of her stories or her Facebook lives or anything, she doesn't like make them really like pretty, and she doesn't like doll herself up. Like she's been running her business out of a hospital room because her daughter has like this crazy like disease. But she speaks with confidence. She doesn't speak like perfectly, but she speaks with confidence in herself. Like she's telling people that she can help them like succeed in their business in a way that's totally not like so many other people out there that are doing. So like that speaks to me, but it also shows you like that's what she's teaching too. So she does teach that. She says like when you talk about what you do, like, and the solution that you offer, you want to talk about that. Like you really do offer that solution and you do that well. And this is the, like what you're offering people. Okay. And then, she's really big on getting specific, niching down. So this is something that was like a huge, like, oh, moment for me because I think as a Beachbody coach, with like there being so many Beachbody coaches in the world, I was like, well, you got to like catch all the fish, you know, like everybody can come to me, you know, and but I think what I've learned is that you just you get a lot better with making a mission statement, and you get a lot more passionate about what you're doing, and your posts get a lot more clear and people start really understanding what you're doing. And it doesn't necessarily mean like, okay, my niche might be, women who are in the same season of life as me, that are like young married Catholic women, Christian women who have, 2 under 2. That's like super specific, and like maybe a lot of my posts are gonna like speak to that, or it could be something else. This is just an example. But other people are still gonna come to you, and you can still serve those people. So I do want to make that clear. It's not like, nope, sorry, you have 3 kids, we can't hang out, but it's like, it just helps your focus, which is big for me. So she asked us, like 2 days in a row, she just asked us like a bunch of questions, to help figure out where we are trying to serve, who we're trying to serve, what our niche is. I hear a sweet baby. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what they were. So she says to ask yourself what makes you unique. And this does not have to be you as a coach. This is just you as a child of God, like you as an individual person. What makes you unique? So anything. Then, what do people ask you all the time? This would be more like a coach thing. And then, what are you good at that not many other people are good at? Which is a hard question, because you have to have confidence to answer that question. Yeah, me too, Megan. Sir. First life. Okay, how are you different from others in your industry? So how are you different as a Beachbody coach than say I am or anybody else? I actually, when I was answering these questions, I couldn't think of like a very good answer for that one until I was thinking about this today. I like started to like be like, oh, I think it kind of, you go back to number 1, what makes you unique? And then number 5 is, what do you want to be known for? I think we talk about this a lot. Like, what is the legacy that you want to build? Like, so what do you want to be known for? Okay, so once you like have figured out answers to those questions, the kind of purpose is to figure out your niche, but also to know what you're going to talk about in your stories, in your posts. This is going to build your content. And then, and not, like I was saying, like they don't all have to be answers that are directly related to your coaching business, which I feel like you guys get. Like, you want your stories and your posts to be about you, because you are the brand, right? And then she asked some other questions to really hone in, get specific on like those people that you want to serve. So she says to think of your ideal client, like write a description of somebody that would be your ideal client. And I think it was Kelly was asking this somewhere. Somebody was talking about your dream team. And were you talking about that and thinking about the person that they are and then going out and finding more people like that? Is that you? Okay. Yeah. So those 2 things like came together. So she had us like write a description of your ideal client. And then Kelly had this awesome point to think about the qualities that are in the people. Like, why are those people on your dream team? And then go out and find more people like that. Oh, it was Angie who shared that? Oh, all credit to Angie. Okay, that was great. That was a great idea because I hadn't thought about it like that. But that helps you really think about who you want to work with, what kind of team do you want to build, really who are the people that you want under you, not just like, somebody who seems like they don't quit on things, but like who do you really dream about building this business with? But also like, who do you really want to help? So she also asked like, who do you want to work with? And then who do you want to help? And she also asked, what problem do you enjoy solving? And what is your solution to that problem? So what problem do you enjoy solving? And what is the solution to that problem? And that to me was like, yeah, it's kind of hard to think of like the qualities of the type of person that you want to work with. But when you think about what is that problem like that, when you offer a solution and that person like really takes you up on that solution and commits to working at it, like what is it that excites you? When you have a challenger who comes back to you and says like, they had this problem, you gave them the solution, and they come back and say, yes, this is really working for me. Like, what are those circumstances that really ignite your fire? My notes don't make sense here. Okay, so when you're posting, you're sharing your story, you're sharing those things about you, you're reaching out to those people that might have that problem that you want to offer the solution for. So if you are sharing something and you start a conversation, actually, I'll get into that in a second. Because so you have all this stuff, you figured out like who your ideal client is, what's unique about you, what you're going to share. And so she says to like start in your stories using polls. So like you get on your story, you share about your workout, you show your workout. Maybe your poll is, do you think you could do that? Or have you ever wanted to be able to work out like that? Or does that look fun? Whatever. Anything that just like gets people. Or I'm going to show you my top tips for how to prep my lunch for the week. And then you poll them. Was this helpful? Do you think you could do that? Anything. Or a mindset shift. Do you want to feel like this? Whatever. Or what do you need help with more? Fitness or nutrition? Mindset over your body? Mindset over your ability? And then when you get those answers, those are the people that you're going to follow up with. So then you're going to start the conversation through the polls, and you want to really seek to understand them. And this is what I was starting to say, is that they're going to be relating to, what you have to offer. And a lot of people are going to come to you that have had the same struggles as you, because you're sharing your story and you're sharing usually the problem that you like to solve is because you want somebody to feel the freedom that you've received through this. And so she says that you really want to make sure that you're not assuming that you know how they feel, because you might have been in that place and you might have felt like that. But once you get to this place where you're at, where you have found solutions and you know how to get out of it and you are working out and eating healthy and doing all the things, it's hard to go back there. 100%. So she says, like, don't forget to ask them the questions. So, yes, it's good to be empathetic, but don't just like jump to the conclusion that they felt exactly how you felt. So maybe they answer your poll and says, I struggle more with mindset, or no, I don't think I could do that workout. Ask, well, do you mind if I ask you why you don't think you would be able to do that workout program? And then they might tell you, more about it. Or do you mind telling me what it is about your mindset that you struggle with most? Because we do have solutions and we can get really excited to offer them, but we want to get to know specifically what's going on in their lives to be able to offer them a solution that is specific to them. Okay. And then when they start to share more, once they have revealed the problem, like, oh, well, I really don't think I could do that workout because I have 3 kids and whenever I do anything around them, I just go berserk and it drives me crazy and da 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 da. And then I'm a mean mom and I feel bad about myself and it's just not worth it, and they get down to it, and you can get to a point and be like, well, I can help you with that. And that's, again, where the confidence comes in. You have to confidently say, I can help you with that. So, and it also comes back to like, you are the brand. You are who's going to help them, right? Because they can go buy the products and do it themselves. But we know that the secret sauce is us helping them, this community. So I think it's so easy for me to be like, oh, well, let me tell you about this. Can I send you a video about this? And I think third-party tools are great. But don't forget that it's your business. You are the coach. Say, like, I can help you with this. And then, do the rest. I also have, I bought scripts from her, but I haven't really looked at them yet. So should have done that before this call. But okay, then I want to talk about posts. So she gave some recommendations on how to make a good, how does making yourself the expert get with me? No, you're fine. What do you mean?
Can I say something about that real quick?
Yeah.
So Bob Heilig talks about not making us the expert because it's not duplicatable. But I think what he means is like, I'm not the Shakeology expert or the workout expert, but where my area of like helping you overcome negative mindset issues or helping you overcome emotional eating, whatever your niche is, kind of positioning yourself as you know a lot about that because you're working through it, because you want to help your coaches discover what their niche is, that their strength is, but never position yourself as the business expert, so to speak. Does that make sense, Sarah?
And I think too, when you're saying I can help you with that, you're not just saying I have a solution for you. You should really do this, like, because Shakeology is going to cure all these. You can say I can help you with that. Can I send you a video that's a third-party tool showing that you're not the expert? You have help, and it's easy for them to do the same thing.
Yeah, that's what Sarah was just saying. Sarah Hester said here, like Meg Wazinski, who spoke on our call before. One time she talked about how like she said considers herself like an expert when it comes to helping women with thyroid issues because she studied it a lot, but she would never like position herself as an expert with but you don't have to say expert. You can just, like you just said, I can help you with that. That's a struggle I've had. This is what I've done to kind of overcome it.
Yeah. I mean, we say that to our friends.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not like I have my PhD in overcoming perfectionism. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
I'm a doctor of perfection.
That's God. Okay. So I'll talk about posts now. So she gave 3 tips on how to make a good post. The first was to make sure you have a good catch, draw people in. So that would be like the very beginning of your posts, the words. And then using more language like us and we and you rather than I and me. So telling your story is fine, but putting them in those shoes. And then having a call to action every time. So she said, actually, if people save your posts, it moves you up in the Instagram algorithm. So a really good catch is to say, if you struggle with this, or if you want help with this, blah, blah, save this post. If you notice, she does that a lot, and it's like tempting to save her post, you know? So make sure that, and that also, like when you say something like that, or when you're going that confidently into your post, like you want them to read this, whether it's save this post or if you need a laugh today, even something like that, it makes you really want to share something of value. And that is like her biggest thing is add value, add value, add value. Oh, sweet. Okay. Kelly listed hooks, posted a list of hooks in the team this week. Yeah. So like you'll want to offer tips to people, or you want to offer a story that's going to really inspire people or brighten somebody's day, you know? So every post is really, it's not just saying like, I'm here. It's like, I have something to offer you. And you always want to have a call to action so that there is interaction happening on your feed, which is important and gets people thinking. But she made a point, I just remember this, that your call to action needs to be something that people are, oh, I know the answer to that right away. Not something that's like, wow, I need to like sit here and journal over that for like 30 years before I know the answer. Because I think I like to ask people like the deep, meaningful questions sometimes. But ask them something like real quick that they can just answer really quick. And I don't have an example off the top of my head. But let me think if I can think of one really quick. Yeah, no. Oh, bye, everyone. Have a good night. Okay, yeah. So she, like I said, she's really big on adding value. So you can add value everywhere on Instagram. You can add value in your stories, in your posts. You can share tips. You can share your heart. You can share your personal journey. Freemiums, she's like big on those. Having like a link in your profile to a freemium. And sharing that value not only in your posts and in your stories, but like also in your conversations, you know, like someone's like really struggling to commit, but, you know, they really need help with their nutrition, helping them. I think, was it last week our call saying like getting some wins under their belt before they can commit? Yeah. So giving them like, hey, can I give you like a some tips on meal planning, and if you see if those will help you for like the next month, and then you can keep building that. Freemium is like, say you make like a graphic of just some tips, like for meal prepping or like overcoming something with your mindset, or anything that you create that you're just going to give to them that'll help them with their health and fitness or just wellness. Okay, and then I also was able to have my bio in my Instagram profile audited by her, which she like ripped it apart. I was like, guess I need to just redo that. But it was really good because I needed her help. I respect like everything she says, honestly. But she's really big on having a link, whether it's a link to just fill out a quick form so they can get more information about how to join your team or how to get help with whatever. You can go to my profile and see what mine looks like if you need a really easy idea. And again, not a link to shop. Oh, yeah, no, a link to a form or something that like a freemium, something that is going to add them value. But it's not just like, here's my Beachbody website. Not that. Because that's the brand. That's not you.
I think didn't they do this, Megan, too? Like you could do a Google form and then you just check to see if anyone every day responded to it. And if they fill it out, then you email them your freemium. And that way you actually connected, because I had a freemium and she told me, that's great, but you don't know who clicked it. I'm like, oh.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So you make a form that's just like, hey, drop me your email and your name and what you need most help with nutrition, and I'll send you the freemium. Like you could just, in the little Google form.
Okay, really good point.
Yeah, so I'm redoing my Google form because I copied Courtney Bell's and it has like, are you working with a Beachbody coach? And I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have that in there, because then they're going to be like, wait, I just wanted a freemium. So I learned from, because she's so anyway, you just reminded me of that. Like that's something y'all can do. Or there's freemiums in our Google Drive. If you ever want to use one from the team, you can use one.
Yes. Yeah, that's awesome. Good, because then you have, don't forget to get their name and whatnot. Oh yeah, but she's basically like the same thing I said at the very beginning. Like you basically, when somebody asks you, like, what do? You want to tell them your mission statement, basically. So you want to be really specific about who you help and what problem you solve, is what she told me. What is the solution that you offer? So like you want to say, let me see what mine even is. I changed it like 3 times. I asked her if she could audit it again. I now say helping women create sustainable, healthy habits and feel amazing about themselves. Want in, click here to find out more info. So it's like really simple and concise. And I don't know if that's a good one, but this is what she told me to do. Like to be really specific about who you want to help and make sure that you're saying the solution that you have. I don't know if any of you have worked on your bios recently, but you only have like 140 characters. So it's pretty tricky. That's really all I have.
You were awesome, girl. Thank you for sharing all this. And I just had a couple thoughts. I didn't mean to interrupt you and throw off.
Oh, seriously, no, I'm glad you did.
I did mine says, I teach women how to break free from fear of food and body shame and develop habits to live free body, mind, and spirit. She helped me with mine because I did a one-on-one call with her a couple months ago. And so I actually have to print it off because I'm going to start really working with it. But I'll tell y'all, like some of the things that Megan shared, like she added a lot more value this round than even last time with the Hey Girl. I didn't get to watch the videos because it was retreat week, so I'm still catching up. But if you're not in her Facebook group. It's free. I would go in the group because she goes live like once a week just to add value, and follow her on Instagram because her stories every
Her
day.
story is all training.
And she is a coach. Like, she doesn't work the Beachbody business anymore, but she's very familiar with our niche because she'll be at Summit. So she actually worked with my friend Dallas. Like back in the day, I think I might have actually been on like one of his calls with her on it one time. I was like, no way. So she's even part of our team. Like, she's part of Tracy Morris Downline. But she,
seriously, I didn't know that.
yeah. So, but she doesn't work. Like, I think this is her niche. Like, she decided to take a year and literally just study Instagram. And so she offers this academy, and it's an investment. I mean, it's like $600, and I couldn't swing it this time, but in the fall, my goal after Summit is to do her academy, because I've been doing the polls every day. Y'all, at first you're going to get nothing, or you're going to get random. But if you consistently do it, my followers haven't necessarily gone way up, but my engagement on my polls has gone up. And it's like everything from, does your 3-year-old give you an eye roll, to, did this help you? It's not all, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, she didn't talk about that in this, but I've been doing that too, like mixing in random things.
Getting people just to talk to you, I think.
Yeah, I think just getting people to enjoy being a part of your story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge. And then the other part that's really helped me is when I notice someone new, because I try to look at my viewers a couple times a week and see if I see new people. I'll reach out if I've seen them out for a while, and I'll just say, I usually do this at the beginning of the month. So I've done it for 2 months now at the beginning of the month. But I'll just say, thanks for watching my stories. I'm looking to create my plan for what I want to teach this month. Do you have any thoughts? Should I focus more on nutrition or mindset, or any ideas you have? Because I want to plan stuff that's going to help those that watch. And I've gotten feedback from people, which just, that gives them value. That was something she said. That's market research. What people tell you is what you should post about.
Yes.
That's what they're looking for. And
yes. Yeah.
And they're always telling me simple stuff. And then I realized when you said what you're good at that no one, what you're good at that others can't do, you probably don't even realize it. Like, at retreat, so many times people were like, I don't know how you have 7 kids and do that. I'm like, because to me, I mean, it's not easy, but I have to think, what have I made really simple in my life? So since people keep saying that to me, I'm like, what am I taking for granted that's easy for me that I can break down into steps?
Yeah.
So it might even be helpful to ask, like, your coach, like, what am I really good at? So that they could say, you should talk more about these things. You know what I mean? Because that might help you discover your niche. But if you do what she teaches, one other thing she said is spend 20 minutes a day just engaging on other people's posts. And you could alternate and do that on Facebook one day and then on Instagram the other. The days I engage on people's posts, my engagement goes way up. So those were just a few little snippet things that she shared in stories lately that I've like grabbed onto. But this was so good. If y'all didn't write it down, definitely go back and write down, like, re-listen and write down the questions that Megan shared and really think about them, because it's like it saves you time when you do all this. I remember when I wrote it all down, it helped me start thinking more about what I was writing and how I could make stuff more valuable. So I think it was really helpful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any questions for her?
Did she talk at all about increasing your follower numbers?
I can't remember.
Because that's one thing that I get people who, like, bots that follow me all, like, every day, but they're all coaches.
Oh, yes. You know what she said? She said that if you are following these directions and you start getting a ton of Beachbody coaches starting to follow you, that's a good sign. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, but for how long? It's been going on for like 3 months.
It should start to make a turn, but only if you're taking the time to reach out and start engaging on other people's posts that are in your niche. Like, I have I linked to Elizabeth Voss, and I've started, or Foss, and I've started, like, people who read her devotionals, and I've started meeting women and engaging on their devotionals and posts, and I've noticed then they're starting to follow me. So like you have to do, if you want to gain more followers on your stories, that comes from you going and doing like the 5-3-1 kind of on your own. But you're right, Megan, like if she said, if you're doing that and then you notice in your stories first you've got a lot of coaches paying attention, then you'll eventually make a shift. But if you don't reach out to people, people can't find you unless you're changing your hashtags a lot. Which I I didn't watch her. She does a lot of research on hashtags. That overwhelms me.
You know, she said that I thought was interesting. This is just a little tidbit. She said that hashtags in stories aren't really.
No, but on your post, like that's how you're going to get more eyes on you, right?
Oh, yeah.
What did she say about hashtags in your stories?
She said it doesn't really help to get them viewed.
Like
I think it depends on the hashtags, because I've had some hashtags where it doesn't make my views go up at all. And then I've had some hashtags where, like when I hashtag about curly hair or like farm stuff, I'll have 250 people who watch that.
Yeah.
Normally my views are about
right
80.
Well, if I hashtag like Trader Joe find, I'll get 500 people to watch that story. But her point is they might not follow you from it. So it's okay to do it, but don't think it's going to get you necessarily consistent followers. But
it's better to hashtag on posts.
Yeah, because then your post might, I guess, like, I don't know a lot about this.
Stories probably more like watching TV, like carelessly, whereas
post people are searching for
they're more invested.
Yeah,
she didn't go into that, but that's just my own 2 cents.
That would be a fun call we could do one night, where we could literally just live with each other's research hashtags and help each other niche down. I mean, I think like I found some that are you just look at them, and like I look at some of them and there was like Divine Mercy Mamas, and I was like, oh, that's a cool hashtag. So I like grabbed it because I never would have thought of that. But when I looked at the women who followed it, it was a lot of people who like the stuff I like. And
how did you find the hashtag?
Off of so I went to the Take Up and Read people who follow her, and I just started looking at those followers and engaging with them, and then looking at their hashtags. If they had a lot of likes on their posts, what hashtags are they using? So you don't have to do it all in one day, though. Literally, you could take 10 minutes a day to do it. You know, I can be all or nothing with that stuff, which is why I get overwhelmed. But if you took 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes a day consistently, like she's grown her following greatly because she's helping a lot of coaches. But she says like STEM and all that stuff, like I was using STEM is really bad because Instagram is like cracking down on bots. So you don't want to artificially grow. And she even talked about how people who have only 500 followers could be super successful to someone that has 500,000. Yeah. So it's not, don't worry
about the conversation and adding value.
Yeah. So you did awesome, girl. Thank you so much for.
Yeah. There's one last thing I wanted to say about that. As far as like the posts too, like, using those 3 tips, the catch, and like I haven't really paid attention to the pronoun usage, but also a call to action. On Facebook, I'm getting a lot of other people liking my stuff. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Just like it computes to Facebook too, but it's like new friends, but also like people I've been friends with that are starting to like my stuff. And I haven't had a shift in the people that have been liking my stuff in a long time. I mean, it's like going back to connects, I have to like I was having to like find people. So now it's like, oh, this person's like actually commented or liked something and they haven't ever before. So I think it works pretty well.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think Facebook and Instagram are starting to become more similar because Facebook sees Instagram doing well. So they're trying to pull.
I thought they were owned by the same person.
They are, but they want people on both platforms. So I think they do things to try to get people leave Facebook to go to Instagram. So then they add stuff to Facebook to try to get people to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like they're both owned by the same, like I learned that from the guy that the social media guy the other night that I heard talk, and they're really trying to compete with Snapchat above anything else. So that's why they added the videos and the filters and the clips and all that stuff.
Oh.
But that's awesome, girl. Do you mind closing us in prayer?
Oh, sure. Lord God, we praise and thank you so much for bringing us together. Thank you so much for the life of Kayla and for just the value that she has added to my life and to these sister coaches as well, so that we can reach out and serve those people that you have already designed to walk with us in this life. Lord, we just ask that you bless our businesses, you bless our Freedom family. Please help us to always have pure hearts and pure intentions as we reach out to other people to serve. Lord, help us to see those who we serve with the dignity that you have created them with. And Lord, just walk with us, guide us, and show us who needs your love through us. And we ask all this in your most heavenly name. Amen. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, girl. This was so good. So next week, y'all, we don't have a call because it's like Holy Thursday. So we have things going on at church. A lot of people have church stuff on Thursday evenings. And so, but we might do like a daytime, just live power hour get together kind of thing. I don't know yet. And then we'll have the call at the end of the month. You want to make the announcement? And then Sarah's got a big announcement.
So mark your calendars for May 2nd, the first Thursday in May. Joel Freeman is going to be on our call and talk to us. So think of questions you want to ask him. He has a topic that he's going to talk to us about, but hopefully we'll get him to answer some questions too. I'm so freaking excited.
All the husbands are going to come. They're going to be like, he's going to be like, y'all have a lot of men on your team. No, you're here.
I told my husband today, I was like, Andrew, Joel is speaking at our call. He's like, what's the date and time? I will be there.
He was just so nonchalant too. Like I messaged him and he's like, sure, when's your call? I'm like, okay.
He sent me the screenshot and I was like, holy, you know what?
Did you just message him like out of the blue?
I mean, I tag him and stuff like a stalker.
But doesn't he say he likes that?
He responds every time.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. He used to like my stuff when I tag him. And yeah, so Sarah texted me that he put on you found out he would do it because he posted in his stories, right? That he was.
Yeah, he spoke on a call and somebody like did a screenshot in their stories and then he shared their story and he just put on there like, if you want me to talk on your call, just ask. And I'm like,
sign me up.
Kelly's like, you have to ask him. I'm like, wait, what?
It's like we're at a dance and I'm like, you ask him. No, you ask him. No, you ask him.
So I just messaged him and I was like, this is what I want you to talk about. Will you come? And he's like, sure.
I can picture it going, sure, like in his
Yeah.
I can't even do it. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm super pumped about that. I am super pumped. So yeah, no call next week unless we do some impromptu daytime meetup just to work. And happy Easter. And then I'm going to do the call the end of the month on limiting beliefs because I'm brainstorming a really fun going into summer, like thing for us to do as a team to get some momentum and also incorporate our challengers. So stay tuned because I'm still working it all out in my head. And then we'll kick off the next week, super exciting, with Joel. That's super exciting. I'm like, who should we ask next? I'm going to make y'all do it. So, but thank you so much for leading tonight, Megan. And thank you so much, Sarah, for asking Joel. And thank you guys for taking the time to be here. Y'all have an awesome night.